I'm Rashi Nigam. I'm an engineer. Yeah, a day would involve a lot of electronics, a lot of problem solving because we never know what we are building till we make it. That is the whole pedagogy of a makerspace. The whole journey of the ATL has been around three kind of audiences. One was were the children, two was children of other schools, and three was training teachers. On a regular day, the ATL, the makerspace, used to be an open space where I would be present physically from morning, and the children would come down in their free periods to explore, to continue on their projects, or to have some sessions with me. The audience ranged from 6th to 12th grade. There were sessions when I was just teaching them what a circuit is, or what is a closed and open loop, or how do you light an LED, or how do you think of an idea, how do you identify problems. Then there were other sessions where I was teaching them how to solder electronics, how to hold a soldering iron. Then there was sessions on microcontrollers, on embedded electronics, on coding, on algorithms, on teaching them C++. All of which were like integrated into one big project at the end of the sessions, where children would use all these skills to create a project, to solve a problem, to showcase it to their fellow students. And then there have been days where I have conducted several trainings over several days for teachers who were of my parents' age to begin with, and I did not have any teaching experience when I joined this. In the recent past, I have also held research positions with institutes like MIT, and the research has also been around the Atal Tinkering Labs and how the children develop, the elements that are involved in making process, and how do we assess the development and the progress of a child while working in a makerspace. So I have done research on these tools which are called as embedded assessment tools, which are a means of assessing a child's progress through self-reflection and peer reflection.